EFG Hermes is known for its annual conferences. I mean, annually we have a conference in Dubai that focuses on the region, and London as well. And this is an annual conference. However, just given the potential that Saudi has and how much we are basically believing in the Saudi market and its potential, and the need for more investments, inflows coming from emerging markets and international funds, we thought, who's better than us to kind of play a role and actually try to utilize our platforms, our corporate access to bring together potential emerging market investors and international investors with unique opportunities or publicly listed companies, etc. in Saudi, all to help achieve, the Vision 2030. So we are strong believers in Saudi Arabia and everything that's happening in the kingdom, and we try to play a vital role in enabling that. I mean, I think we heard in the earlier speeches, maybe Mohammed Al-Rameh speaking about the new developments and their ambitions. And I think all of us as Saudis have very high ambitions for Saudi Arabia. I think if there wasn't so many IPOs in the past, we probably would have hit the target that was part of the 2030 vision on the percentage of foreigners on the free float. But alhamdulillah, because of the strong growth in IPOs, the free float has been growing quite impressively. And so, every IPO we see a lot of demand coming from foreign investors, and we only see that growing. That's actually one of the biggest advantages that we bring. I mean, obviously, we work on a lot of domestic deals, domestic to domestic, whether it's M&A or even IPOs. We've been in the Saudi market for over 17 years, and so we have very deep connections with all the largest institutions in Saudi. However, one other aspect, just given that we are more of a regional investment bank with offices across the world, we try to utilize that to bring strong foreign demand into IPOs in Saudi, and we've successfully done that over the years. I think a lot of them come through our brokerage. We're one of the top foreign brokers in the Saudi market, and so a lot of these investors that would ultimately invest in IPOs are actually our daily clients that trade with us. We have very deep connections with them, so we understand, the criteria that they look for when it comes to deals, etc. And we're able to leverage on that when it comes to IPOs, and that's why we've been extremely effective, I think, in attracting foreign demand into IPOs. It's been growing at a very rapid rate. We're already one of the top 10 exchanges in the world, and I think the performance of the stock market recently, despite maybe some of the challenges in the market, despite the high interest rates and some of the challenges, a lot of IPO market around ECM markets around the world have slowed down. But if you just look at the performance of a lot of the IPOs in Saudi in terms of coverage, etc., it just shows that we have a very, very healthy market and a strong investor base that is just striving for are starving for really strong, let's say, companies to IPO so that they can invest in. I don't think so. And there's maybe a lot of reasons behind the changes in the numbers that you see that maybe a lot of people, even ourselves, are not really aware of. So I can't comment really on the rationale behind that. All I can say is the demand for IPOs has been very, very positive recently. And so, we think this is something that will continue to grow in the future, inshallah, as the economy, as the country develops. We really have a unique business model. I think one of the secrets for our success, for developing extremely strong, long-standing, deep relationships with some of the biggest institutions in Saudi. We've been here for over 17 years. So we've built some very, very strong connections. And the biggest reason for that is we always put the clients first, regardless of whether it means the deal. If it's a specific deal, it will go through or not. And I think that's something that's really that differentiates us from a lot of the others. So clients actually end up trusting our judgment, trusting our advice, and they know that our interests are all aligned. And so that's, I think, been one of the big secrets of our success. I think sectors. I think there's a lot of sectors that because of the Vision 2030. I think all the sectors have a lot of potential, and there's been a lot of activity in every single sector, and even the sectors maybe that the private sector hasn't really looked at too much. We've seen PIF create companies to enable some sectors, etc., and so that brought with it all kinds of growth. I think M&A has massive potential in Saudi. It's been growing at a very rapid rate. We have been playing a major role in that, advising sovereign wealth funds on multiple transactions. Addis is a really good example of that. Addis, which is IPOing today. So Addis was a company that we took public in Egypt years back in the London Stock Exchange. It's an Egyptian company, and we advised them on a sale to PIF. PIF took them private, and they brought their headquarters to Saudi, and now they're listing in Saudis at multiples of the value that they were at before, all because of PIF's added value. And so it's a deal that we're extremely proud to have been on, and still we're on, and we're hoping to replicate more deals like that in the future. So and that's not specific to one sector, that's across all sectors. And so with the ambitions that we have in Saudi to actually be amongst the top players globally in every sector, the fastest way to grow is through mergers and acquisitions, and so we hope to play a major role in that. I think the debt market has been evolving also at a rapid pace in the recent years. It's still obviously it still has a long way to go. But I think it's a very important part of the financial ecosystem, and we think it will only grow in the future. We have extremely high ambitions for Saudi. We are moving to a much bigger office. We're relocating a lot of the very key and senior positions to Riyadh. We already have a sizable operation in Riyadh, but we're expanding that, and we're literally doubling down on Saudi. It's the most promising market out of all the markets that EFG covers, and that's the main reason behind having a dedicated conference to Saudi. It's because of how much we believe in Saudi and the potential it has, and so we're very proud to be part of it.